4 kids under 8, there's going to be a massive germ hazard everywhere.
We had the countertops replaced because there had been a small fire there.
4 young kids, they'll rule your life. And we go with that.
I'm really concerned about hazards that the family's unaware of.
Bacteria are enjoying themselves, they're dancing, they're multiplying, and somebody can get really sick.
Bacteria, vermin, clutter, and hidden hazards. It's a case for the Kitchen Crimes Unit. They gather evidence, identify suspects, and with $5,000, fix the kitchen to prevent future crime.
Hello. Hi there, sweetheart. How are you? You want me to pick you up at Nicole's house? What time? That's great. Love you. Bye-bye.
Rob and Mania's kitchen may be filled with love, but that's not all.
It's always cluttered. There's junk around, there's dirty dishes, there's clean dishes that never quite got put away before they became dirty dishes again.
Sometimes food gets left.
All right, now when you're done, you can wipe your fingers there. Messy faces or messy hands, and we're trying to avoid cross-contamination. How do we do that? I will serve it to you when you're sitting.
That's what it does. Well, here, let's make a bigger hole. Put more lava in it. There you go.
With 4 children under the age of 8, Rob and Mania have their work cut out for them.
Hey, bud, use your words. What's going on?
I wanted a little hole in it.
Between work and family, it's a juggling act. Rob's a stay-at-home dad, while Mania is a full-time doctor.
It's busy, but we have 4 lovely, wonderful kids. The less the kitchen gets in the way of the practical tasks of getting them fed, the more time we have to spend with them.
They'll rule your life, and we go with that. And we love it. One at a time.
Guess what we got? Our
It's a room we're in 5 to 6 hours a day.
And, you know, for a room that we're using so much, it's not particularly calm, it's not particularly pleasant to be in.
The oven over here, the dishwasher here, the sink here, the stovetop there, the fridge back here.
We're doing a lot of circling, we bump into one another.
There's a fork. Oh, Molly, can you move? Now I have to get the kids out of their chairs to take something safely out of the oven and put it on the table. Hannah and Molly are going to Natalie's tonight.
Mommy!
We're puzzled. It's a huge kitchen with lots of space. So what can we do to make it work better? That's the puzzle.
With 4 little kids running around, hands touching everything, germs here, germs there. I think I'm just going to swab away the entire kitchen.
The Kitchen Crimes Unit is on the case.
Oh, wow.
Oh my. We got our work cut out for us, Rob.
You're not kidding. Oh, you guys. Look how packed it is in here. So I just zap, check the temperature, because we want to make sure that the food is being held below 4 degrees Celsius. Because the zone between 4 and 60 is called the danger zone. That's where bacteria love to multiply.
Hey, Rob, check this out.
All right.
Got a scorch mark over here on the countertop and some serious burning, too.
Call the fire marshal in Marina.
We gotta get rid of this plastic laminate backsplash. That's not gonna work.
You want some toast? See these seams here, Marina? These are breeding grounds for bacteria. So what I did was I took a swab of these seams. I used this plate here. It's called a heterotrophic plate. What it's going to do is any germs that are living, especially in these seams, they're going to grow on this plate, and we can see that. Then we can analyze it further to see what exactly is growing.
4 liters of canola oil. What's up with that? Stored right next to office supplies. It's just a visual disaster.
How about the dish rag on the ground there? Do you want some leftover pasta? We may find some yeast, mold. We could find other pathogens.
So pathogens, that would be bad.
Bad bacteria. You're going to start vomiting, you're going to go to the washroom quite often, and you're going to feel sick for approximately a couple days.
We've got to get rid of that table. Everyone's bumping into it. It's really quite a hazard, taking things out of the oven. It's not working at all.
No. But once we know exactly what's going wrong here,
And how to set it right,
we can make it work.
Rob and Manya not only have some dubious ways of storing leftovers, they've got a fire hazard and an obstacle course to deal with. Not to mention, what's really growing on those counters. Next, caught in the act. Health Inspector Rob Mancini suspects old leftovers are ripe for germ growth. Designer Marina Hildebrand confirms a fire hazard and a potentially dangerous design flaw in the kitchen layout. As the Kitchen Crimes Unit intensifies its investigation, the evidence is mounting against this family of 6.
Do you have a cleaning schedule that your family adheres to?
Once or twice I help out. Hannah messes up the kitchen with Aiden. Everybody but me, except for my mom and dad, they don't mess it up. They clean it up.
How does that usually work?
After everybody's to bed, and when we've had a chance to compose ourselves, usually Rob and I come in and do the cleaning.
Rob, how often do you wash your hands when you're preparing food for your children or your family?
As often as I think of it.
Are you just literally just putting them under the water? Or are you actually using soap and scrubbing down? Or how do you do
I do both, bit of both.
You do a bit of both, okay.
we have a serious scorch mark over there. A little fire, perhaps?
Just a small one.
How long do you leave leftovers in the fridge?
3 to 5 days usually.
3 to 5 days, wonderful. And are they usually covered or they're just left open to the air?
Don't know.
You don't know, okay. Okay, and what do you think the temperature of the fridge should be?
Fridge, probably just above 0, 4 degrees-ish Celsius.
Is it common practice, Rob, to leave food at room temperature, or?
Oh, sure.
It is.
Sometimes food gets left when we leave for the kids in the morning.
And you're not concerned?
Not on a large scale.
How do you feel when you walk back into your kitchen and you see your dinner sitting there and it's 11 o'clock at night? Does that leave you warm and fuzzy?
No.
Fuzzy?
Yeah, green fuzzy. No. It's just yuck.
Yuck.
Yuck. You can quote me on that.
Let's head back to the Kitchen Crime Lab to figure out how we're going to fix the problems here.
Once we get these germ swabs under the microscope, we'll know exactly what we're dealing with. Marina, the results for the kitchen counter are in. Red flag the counter. We actually found total coliform at 5,300 colonies of germs per gram. If they're preparing food on those counters, there's a chance for those germs to get into that food, multiply, and somebody can get really sick. Here's a crime in action right here.
What do you got there, Rob?
I just did isolate that Staphylococcus species. They probably haven't changed a dishcloth in a few days.
That's something you're really concerned about.
Yes, I am very concerned. We just got the tortellini in. You want a crime? We got one. we just got a play count of 24 million colonies of germs per gram.
Yikes, 24 million.
24 million. It's 80 times over the recommended guideline limit. I'm going to give you a little micro 101 here. If you leave food out at room temperature, bacteria, germs, they like to multiply about every 20 minutes. So to get a count of 24 million, you're going to have to leave it out there for quite a while. So my guess is that they've prepared the food, they left it, forgot to put it back into the fridge, and that's what you get.
What are they doing?
Beats me. Check that out, Marina. Any germs on her head are going onto the dish rag. Oh man, is he washing the dishes with the same rag? Look at those dirty feet. Right on the counter, next to a plate of food.
They've got stuff everywhere. It's all helter-skelter. That table, it's gotta go. It's totally in the middle of the triangle.
What do you mean by the triangle anyway?
Well, the work triangle is really simple. It's the cleanup area, which consists of the sink and the dishwasher, the cook area, which is the stovetop and the oven, and the refrigerator. The work triangle is entirely interrupted by that table. The other thing, Rob, the countertop, it's been scorched. I'm really concerned about that. We need to replace that. We need to help these guys out, big time. They're ready for us.
I think it's gonna work.
Rob and Manya now face the following kitchen crime allegations: leftover liability, involuntary arson, and obstruction of workflow. Next, delivering the news. Good, bad, and ugly. These two loving parents are under investigation for kitchen crimes. Leftover liability, obstruction of workflow, and involuntary arson. After careful analysis in the kitchen crime lab, designer Marina Hildebrand and health inspector Rob Mancini are ready to deliver the verdict.
You got 4 kids, germs are inevitably going to be everywhere. Took a sample of some tortellini, your dishcloth, and we took swabs everywhere in the kitchen. The tortellini had, the heterotrophic plate count was 80 times above the guideline, which was quite high. Okay?
Okay. I wonder how old it was.
Actually, no.
Antique tortellini.
Yeah, well, there it is. When you leave foods at room temperature, you're bound to get germ growth. A lot of times you find mold, and what happens with mold is they're going to get something called mycotoxins that they produce. Once you get these toxins, you're going to start seeing black splotches everywhere. You may have some respiratory problems. If you have any underlying problems, you may get asthma or anything. And if you're not washing your hands and you're preparing food, you're going to transfer that mold or those spores onto the food product, and you're going to allow it to grow.
So it's really an indication of food spoiling.
Absolutely.
And does it accelerate food spoiling then?
Yes, it does. Once you get these toxins, you can't kill it by heat. They're heat stable. Okay, so you're going to have to throw away the product.
No leftover tortellini anymore. I solemnly swear.
The dreaded dishcloth. Now, dishcloth, actually, studies indicate dishcloth is one of the dirtiest components in the household. It's the dishcloth and the garbage can. We did find a high heterotrophic plate count on your dishcloth. We actually did isolate Staphylococcus species. It's coming from your hands, it's coming from the kids, it's coming from the dog, it's coming from everywhere. But when you're washing your dishes with that dishcloth, the false impression of the dish being clean, it's not. You're just transferring the spores and any germs on there.
So what I heard you say earlier is we're bumping into things. The problem is our kitchen is too narrow to accommodate this table.
It's a little hard to understand with the table, you know, what's going to happen instead of the table there.
I'm looking forward to it. I think that it's in need of improvement.
Yeah.
Another area is your cooktop. This plastic laminate backsplash. It's a real big safety concern. This could cause a major fire. We're going to need to replace that. One last thing is just being able to see everything stored up here. You know, this is supporting all the visual clutter we have going on in here.
Okay, any further questions?
I don't think so.
No, we're looking forward to seeing what the kitchen looks like tomorrow evening.
Great.
Having the time to really think this through has not been part of what we can do. So having you think some of this through for us and coming up with some solutions would be wonderful.
With only $5,000,
Marina, do you need a hand?
Sure, that'd be great.
the kitchen crime-fighting team gets down to business. It's time to bring this kitchen to justice. The days of hidden hazards and harboring germs are about to come to an end.
Okay, we got an hour to get them here.
Guide those tail pieces in.
It's a frosted film, and it'll hide some of that visual clutter that we had happening.
I think it looks great.
You're doing a great job.
Next,
Oh my.
the crime-free kitchen. Four very cute kids. 24 million not-so-cute germs. One dysfunctional kitchen, and only $5,000 to create a clean, safe, and workable space for the hub of a busy family.
Oh my.
Our kitchen has changed. A bit too much.
Can we take a look
I'm
inside?
gonna go get
A fridge thermometer.
Compliments of the health inspector.
Compliment. Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Mr. Health Inspector.
Okay.
Just to give you a quick rundown, you got your thermometer in here to verify any temperature. Because what you want is you want to make sure the temperature is below 4 degrees Celsius. The food itself, everything in that refrigerator below 4, you got to get that stuck in your head.
Okay. Let's go over.
So bright.
Isn't it? Now, how's this going to help us keep it clean and raw?
From a cleaning perspective, we have all your chemicals stored up here, and we put some, because the best way to sanitize is using the bleach to water solution, so we put the bleach up here to make sure it's inaccessible to the children.
Yes.
So that's for you to know.
Right.
And I've got actually a spray bottle for you. It's about 2 cups of water. I have a dropper, and you're gonna take about 4 drops of bleach. That's gonna give you the right concentration to disinfect all surfaces.
Great.
We got you a whole number of dishcloths here. We've got about 8. 1 for every day of the week, plus 1 to boot.
And look at that, the stainless steel backsplash. Doesn't that look nice?
Yes. Gorgeous.
The fire warden would be proud.
And this is stainless steel. It's heat resistant, so the flames won't affect anything. Okay, so cook away and have fun.
Table. Table.
Table.
What table?
Okay. Glad you asked. Let's take a look around.
This seems to be missing.
The table is no longer in the kitchen. This actually moves. So depending what function you're using, if you're working in the fridge and pulling stuff out for dinner, you just put it on here, just roll this over and put it on. There's only 4 seats because this is the kid area to eat. So this is where dad or mom serves you breakfast
Oh, I sit up
or
there.
lunch.
Yeah, this could work quite well, actually.
It's really accessible.
That's a really radical change from where we were a couple days ago.
What's that for? Is that where they eat?
This is where you guys are going to be having dinner. Special family dinners for dining room.
Oh, wow.
Mama?
But where's all of my tax return? It's really going to work for our family. And
it's beautiful.
It's
I mean,
lovely.
Look at it.
And Aiden's in there already.